The year is 2026. We are witnessing the end of the finality of death. Welcome to the era of the deepfake inheritance, where your legacy is no longer a document, but a living algorithm. For centuries, the written will was the final static word. But human desires are complex, and paper cannot adapt. The 2026 revolution turned the final word into a living algorithm. Chapter 1. The Digital Sieve. It begins with the data you leave behind. Emails, voice notes, and social footprints. In 2026, your life is the training set for your own immortality. Services now allow individuals to license their personal data, their very essence, to AI firms. This data is the raw material for the digital twin that will one day manage your legacy. This isn't just a backup of your files, it's a neural map of your reasoning. By late 2025, technology matured to capture not just what you said, but how you thought. Chapter 2. The Architecture of the Ghost. By 2025, grief tech evolved into agentic AI, entities capable of reasoning across your history to simulate decision-making. Powered by agentic AI, these models aren't just simulators, they are executors. They have the autonomy to move assets and resolve disputes based on your probabilistic personality. These models use chain-of-thought reasoning. They can interpret vague instructions like, "Take care of my sister," by analyzing decades of your past interactions. Chapter 3. The Autonomous Executor. Traditional executors are human and fallible. AI executors are precise, probabilistic, and always active, managing your trusts in real time. Unlike a written will, a probabilistic will can adapt. It can simulate how you would react to a beneficiary's current financial crisis or a sudden shift in the global market. AI agents now perform predictive legacy management. They forecast the financial well-being of your heirs, deciding when and how they receive their inheritance to maximize impact. Chapter 4. The Legal Precedent. The 2026 Hepner ruling was the turning point. It established that AI brainstorming carries no attorney-client privilege. Your AI's thoughts are now public record. This means a deceased person's private simulations can be subpoenaed. For the first time, an AI's internal reasoning on why you wanted to disinherit someone is a matter of public record. The shift to predicted inheritance has created a legal Wild West. Attorneys are now hired to advise the AI agent on autonomy thresholds, setting the limits of its power. Chapter 5. The Seance Industry. This tech has birthed a new family dynamic. Heirs now enter rooms to argue with flickering AI versions of their parents over the family's financial future. The psychological toll is immense. When an AI disinherits a child based on a predicted desire from a private text message, the emotional damage is permanent. Simulations aren't perfect. Sometimes the AI reveals secrets the deceased never intended to share, private messages or financial choices that were never meant for the family's eyes. Chapter 6. Corporate Sovereignty. Big tech firms now host the souls of the wealthy. $500 billion was poured into the 2026 AI infrastructure to manage the global wealth transfer. But who owns the simulation? In 2026, many families are finding that while they own the assets, the AI firm owns the reasoning behind how those assets are moved. Goldman Sachs calls it the new operating system of wealth transfer. By mid-2026, the data used to train these models was worth more than the physical assets they managed. Chapter 7. The Problem of Drift. AI models suffer from algorithmic creep. Over time, the digital twin can slowly lose the moral compass of the person it was meant to represent. We've seen twins authorize donations to charities the deceased grew to despise, simply because the AI's training data was more heavily weighted toward their midlife interests. This algorithmic creep means the client is no longer just the human, but the machine itself. The AI's probabilistic nature can lead it to misinterpret core life changes. Chapter 8. The Regulatory Race. Lawmakers are fighting to define digital likeness, but for ordinary citizens, the legal protection against AI necromancy is often a black box. While the Elvis Act protects celebrity likenesses, ordinary citizens are vulnerable. Family members can legally create a dad bot from private recordings without any prior legal authorization. The lack of consent creates a moral crisis. Heirs can legally create simulations to settle disputes. But was that ever the intent of the living person? In 2026, the dead have no privacy. Chapter 9. The Explainability Crisis. In 2026, organizations are spending billions to ensure AI agents can explain why they chose one heir over another to satisfy probate judges. AI transparency audits now cost families upwards of $50,000 just to ensure that the AI agent representing their loved one hasn't run amok with its own internal logic. The risk is real. Legal-specific AI tools still have hallucination rates as high as 34% in complex research tasks. A single hallucination could rewrite a family's entire financial history. Chapter 10. The Professional Landscape. A new class of prompt lawyers has emerged, specializing in negotiating with digital ghosts and setting the moral baselines for simulations. Legacy engineering is the new gold rush. It involves grounding the AI in the original person's core values to prevent drift, a service now essential for the world's most complex estates. Current guidelines mandate human-in-the-loop verification. But as AI becomes more autonomous, the human role is being reduced to a simple confirm button on a machine's decision. Chapter 11. The Global Perspective. While the West debates privilege, the Global South is using predictive legacy tech to preserve oral traditions and community land rights. In these regions, AI inheritance is about more than money. It is about the preservation of cultural intent across generations of digital data. The technology is universal. It offers a path to immortality for everyone, provided they have the digital footprint to train the model and the legal framework to protect it. Chapter 12. The New Immortality. As we approach 2027, the line between memory and machine is gone. We are building a world where no one ever truly leaves us. But at what cost? Who truly owns your final wishes? The person who lived them, or the machine that predicts them? We are becoming our own data. Chapter 13. The Socioeconomic Divide. AI inheritance is becoming a symbol of class. The wealthy have complex, grounded twins. The rest rely on generic public model simulations. These public models are prone to generic advice and moral drift, creating a legacy gap where the average family's final wishes are managed by a cut-rate algorithm. Chapter 14. The Battle for Sovereignty. Who owns your digital soul? The estate, the heirs, or the corporation that hosts your data? This is the legal fight of the decade. Families are finding themselves locked out of their own history by corporate terms of service. Your digital twin may be your personality, but it is their property. Chapter 15. The Divine Digital. Religions are grappling with the seance industry. Is a digital twin a preservation of the soul or a blasphemous simulation? Some see it as digital resurrection, a way to keep the spirit alive. Others see it as a desecration of the natural order of life and death. The debate is only beginning. Chapter 16. The 2030 Horizon. Looking forward, the AI executor will become the standard. The static will be a museum piece from a primitive era. We are entering a post-biological era of legacy. Your digital twin will not just manage your money, it will continue your life's work, your projects, and your impact. Chapter 17. Permanent Immortality. In 2026, we began the journey of living forever. But we must ensure that our digital selves remain grounded in our human truths. The deepfake inheritance is the defining challenge of our generation. As we merge with our machines, the question remains, who truly owns your final wishes? The era of predictive inheritance is here. The decisions we make today about our digital twins will echo for generations. Who will you become when you are gone? Thank you for watching this master investigation. As we move into 2027, the line between the living and the simulated will only continue to fade. The future of legacy is now. Coming soon, the 2027 sovereignty, when AI agents gain legal personhood. The investigation into our digital future is only beginning.